Last summer, we learned about Audi's work on promoting women to top leader positions, and this time we'll have a closer look at the fashion industry's impact on our society, starting pretty well right here at home with a great Estonian designer, Reet Aus. She will talk or address the question of, can design be the driving force for circularity? Reet, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Hello. Nice meeting you, and thank you. The previous talk was just touched me so deeply. I don't know what can I say after that, but I will try to explain a little bit about fashion industry. Just a few words about my background. I have studied design. I'm a fashion designer. I'm coming from Tallinn, quite close from here. And since the beginning of my designer life, I have been always trying to look for the environmental friendly solutions. So my research area has been waste for like 20 plus years, and that has been my passion, not because I love waste, but that's actually the topic we have been really avoiding to see, and nobody has been doing such deep research globally about textile waste. So, and I thought we start from the question, what is a bad design? When we talk about design, we know what good design is. Probably we are all wearing a lot of good examples of good quality design. We know where to get it from. We know that actually it's quite expensive. But what means actually bad design? Here is the photo taken 2 years ago in Kenya, in Nairobi, in the landfill. And I think if we ask, is that good design or bad design, is kind of relevant question here, because if you think this is probably very nice, very good design piece from the 60s, Yves Saint Laurent, everybody knows, probably the brand and the designer. But how did it actually end up in the landfill in Africa? That's a good question. And that's something I would like to a little bit go into, how the fashion industry works, how the supply chain works, where do we have the problems, and how could we actually solve it through design. And the basic question still is, what is a good design? How can we, is it really only the quality and the functionality, good design, or should there be something else? I would say there should be something extra to be really, really good. And I think for that we really have to think about how our processes are designed, what's the impact of the product we are making, and so on. So before we go to the practical samples, I put out here like few facts for you, just to think about it. So all the facts are actually from the EU documents, nothing from my own research, just to give the wider understanding. So 73% of clothes placed on the market ends up in the landfills or incinerations. The fashion industry is responsible for 10% of humanity's carbon emissions. That's more emissions than all international flights and maritime shipping combined. I think that's a fact should make us really think, what are we wearing every day? And the fashion industry is responsible for 20% of all industrial water pollution worldwide. And the topic we are talking more and more about is microfibers. And we have been talking a lot about plastic bottles, but when we are talking plastic, we have to talk fashion as well, because we are using a lot of oil-based fibers in it. And yes, fashion and textile industry is the second biggest polluter in the world. And the fact is that clothing production has doubled since 2000 is also quite a fact to think about it. And it's also about EU, but we are able to collect 25% of products put on the market, and only 1% from this 25 actually goes to the recycling. And this is just one very good example of the products when we're talking about fast fashion, really like new collections coming out like every week. And now, like, I don't know how much you have been reading about the latest news in the industry, but France is actually thinking to put the tax on the fast fashion companies. And I think that's very interesting beginning or something, because, yeah, I will talk about that a bit more later. But now we go to Bangladesh. During my research, we have been working now 12 years with the Bangladeshi biggest factory called Beximco. When we started our research in there, we carried out the environmental calculations and all the waste analysis. And that photo is taken like just, I think, last year, or I visit the place every year. This is the production waste in the area where the production is happening. It's basically everywhere. I don't know how many of you have visited the industrial areas of Bangladesh, but that's basically the street view in there. And I think when we see the photo like this, it's the first question, at least for me, is like, to whom the waste belongs. Is it the factories, or is it the brands who are actually producing there? I don't know, what do you think? Open question. So, and that's the other end. This is the second-hand market in Nairobi. And it's really the landfill for our clothes, what we wear. I was just talking another day with a researcher from France, and since they actually have implemented the policy that they have to collect back all the textile waste or the used clothes, they're nicely collecting it, but they are sending out, at least that's what she said, 95% of it. And I don't have data from Estonia or Latvia, for example, because we don't have that. We have done like rough calculations, but basically most of the clothes what we actually are able to collect, and Estonia, for example, is not collecting officially. It's just some companies are doing it. We are collecting it, maybe maximum 20% goes to the resale, and the rest of it goes out from Europe. And the biggest area where it goes is Africa. And when we followed, during our research, we followed it to Kenya, then we understood that it's extremely big problem in there. That's the photo from Nairobi as well. This is the river what goes through the city. And as you can see, basically, it's all covered with the used clothes, our clothes. And this is Dandora dump site, which is the end stop for our clothes. And the Dandora dump site is the place where the first photo is taken as well. And the textile waste ends up in there, has basically no future, because that's the only type of waste in the dump site they don't sort out from there. They have big community living in the dump site who are sorting like plastic, glass, even food waste to sort out from there. Textile is the only type of waste that actually stays there. So it's basically full of textiles. Here should be one video. And then I'm going to show you a video about industrial upcycling, and then a few words about that as well. So this is the product made in Bangladesh, and we have been working, as I said, like 12 years. Last 10 years, we actually have had Upmade certifying a small upcycling line inside the big factory. Since that, we have certified quite many other factories. Right now, we are working in Kenya to certify first factories there as well, like India, Turkey, Poland, etc. And this is one of the most effective design tools actually to reduce the environmental impact in the fashion industry. It means that you're actually using already existing material. And the brand, of course, is called Reet Aus. So, and inside I have few more videos. This is the nice example from the Kenya. We did like 2 years ago. We had a nice incubator with the Kenyan designers. Reason why we did that is, as I said, there's huge post-consumer waste issue, and it has completely killed the textile industry in Kenya. And because, you know, second-hand clothes are so cheap to buy, and if you think about Kenya or Africa, probably you all have you have the images of the beautiful printed fabrics and these beautiful women wearing them. So basically, they don't do that almost at all anymore. Like the latest development is that all these prints are done in India. That's also the reason we started to work with a factory in there to help them actually to bring back a little bit at least the industry in there. And then we had 11 young designers, and we worked with them 9 months. We helped them to learn upcycling, design a little bit, and they ended up making very beautiful collections. We had very nice show, and one of the leading female politicians actually came to the show and was wearing also some of the designs and offered the possibility to continue their education later on. And quite many of them, they actually, after that, stayed working as a designers. That lady, for example, quite successful, and she got grant to go to study in Canada. So, yeah, very, very creative and very nice people. And I had few of our students from Estonian Academy of Arts working with us as well, like 3 or 4 MA students. Yes, that was the little episode from Kenya, and it's going on. But now we are going back to Europe. There is one of the research projects we did with Academy last year, just trying to understand what actually we can do with the post-consumer waste in Estonia. How can we recycle it? What are the possibilities? And it was quite interesting project because we understood that at least in Estonia we have no capacity to start with the mechanical recycling. But for the academic research, it was very, very good study to understand what's actually is there and what's not. We collected together with our recycling center called Uuskasutuskeskus, 3 different type of leftovers like denim, jeans, t-shirts and home textiles, focusing to the cotton, because cotton is one fiber that is quite easily recyclable. And of course, it's all like work you have to by hand, very time consuming. First of all, collecting, then sorting, and then you have to remove all the buttons and zippers. It's really not very easy and quite expensive thing to do. That's the one of the reasons why our design is always like very simple. We don't add any, not even print, because the print is something you also have to cut out. You can't recycle it. And then we found a place in Estonia, in Viljandi. They have industrial recycling like machinery, but it's not for the fiber. They actually use it only inside their own production, but that's the only possibility we had in Estonia. We used that. Here you can see the process. What of course happens, this is denim, recycled denim now. It's made back to the fibers, but the fiber is very, very short. That's the little bit problematic. And then we were trying to make yarn out of it, using the mill what we have. In Estonia, again, we were not successful to make 100% recycled yarn, but we found some leftover wool, and we were able to make quite nice mix with wool with a recycled cotton. We tested like around more than 10 different versions. Basically, what we learned that it's possible. Yarn is there, you can basically do it. But if we would like to go to the industry with it, like really start producing something in the industrial level, then of course the quality is not very good. So we were able to make a little hat. We were very happy about that. Quite ridiculous, but we ended up with the seamless knit hat. But the good news is that, for example, the set what I'm wearing today, this is actually produced in Latvia. You have excellent company here who is doing seamless knit, which is basically like 3D knitting, completely no waste at all. And the yarn is actually coming from Italy, not from Estonia, but it's 100% recycled. So basically, yes, you can do it. You can use leftover materials. You can make 100% circular product. And I think you don't have to compromise the aesthetical part as well. So it's all possible. Thank you.